What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ross the Boss coming at you with an all-new Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. We are now on part 13 of our Better Than Napoleon achievement. And of course, it is going quite well. We have won a variety of wars over English territory, further controlling more of their realm, bringing it into our French Empire here. Our next goal is, of course, to either conquer some provinces in Flanders or even some provinces down here in the Papal States. It looks like we have an alliance offer from Venice. We will decline that, and we can now embrace our new institution of colonialism. We will certainly be embracing this colonialism. It is going to cost us quite a bit of money, but we will get a nice provincial modifier. And of course, we now will be able to unlock our new military technology, bringing us some new cannons and some new cavalry as well. So we will upgrade our cavalry to the Schwarz Reiter, and we will upgrade our large bronze iron cannon to the... We mostly play a defensive play style, but I think we are going to go and get the Padero. We are such a large country that I don't think we're going to be playing very defensively. Now, we do have a variety of uprisings that could occur very soon. We have some in Provence, we have some in Sardinia, and of course Cornwall here. 12.5, mostly because this is a Protestant territory now. Because of the Reformation, this will not change for another 11 years. Let's hover over our trade map mode. We are getting 12 ducats per month from this trade node. I would love to get even more to get the full 18, and it could, with 100% trade efficiency, that would go even higher to possibly even 36 ducats a month. Let's go ahead and permanently upgrade our mercantilism, and essentially that will further improve the amount of global trade power that we have. Looks like Saxony has moved into most of Burgundy here. We're really going to need to improve our relations with this country. Once Brittany and Hungary get topped off, we'll head back over to Savoy and improve our relationship there. And also, we are very concerned about this coalition map mode. Obviously, England hates us because we have taken over a lot of their territory. But of course, countries like Brabant and even Burgundy and Flanders, they haven't liked us for quite a while. I believe we're going to start expanding in a new direction here, possibly taking over some Papal States. Most likely going to be these four. And of course, Rome as well. This will, unfortunately, I am Catholic, so I don't know how well this will work out. It looks like I do have some papal influence. I will improve my mercantilism. And we have a free advisor slot. Looks like our Master of Mint finally passed away. If we are able to get a new one, we will, and it doesn't look like we can until the year 1526, so not for 2 more years. Let's go ahead and get our a treasurer in here, improving our trade modifier power by 10%. So of course, I believe our next war is going to be on the Papal States. Let's start building some spy network up against them as well, and we will improve the relationship with Savoy. And of course, I want to annex Brittany, but it might not be possible, at least for, you know, maybe 10 more years or so. Every year that goes by, we get about 8 reputation in our favor. So of course, this won't work for about 10 more years. They have trade embargoes going on in the bottom right corner. We have Papal States refuses merchants of Savoy. And just the opposite here. Switzerland absolutely hates us as well. As soon as Castile is essentially tapped out with reputation, we'll move into Switzerland and we'll start improving our reputation there as well. We have the ability to invest in new technology, unlocking theocracy, and of course our new next idea group. We now have 2 new national policies we could pass. This would have our stability modifier go up, but our tolerance of heretics go up as well. Suspend all penal laws for members of other religions than the established crowns, and grant them the freedom of public worship and rights of advancement to military and civil offices. I don't necessarily know if we would want this. It would drastically improve the amount of rebellions that occur, but you know what? I don't think we are going to pass that. And of course, we have another act here: discourage nonconformists by forbidding any forms of religious assembly of more than 5 people other than those approved by that of the established church. Now, we would improve our missionary strength, but of course we would have more heretics for the rest of the game. I think we are going to go ahead and pass this law. That way, more of our countries here could become Catholic. I would love to outright annex Genoa. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. There are actually quite a few countries that I would love to just outright annex. Not sure how well that will work. If we look over our French ideas, once we have all of these ideas being completed for the different varieties, we will unlock an additional 5% discipline, which is quite broken. Let's go ahead and improve our army maintenance up to 100%. Bring our fleet over to Lincolnshire. Send the merchants what they need, and we need to take out these Protestant zealots. And hopefully we won't lose too many men here. They do have a low morale. Now, we did lose about 1,000 men, which is fine. And we'll move some units over to Cornwall. This is grassland, so we are able to have a larger supply limit. We're going to bring over 20,000 men. And of course, we only have 70% rebellion uprising here, so we will bring our army maintenance down to about 30. Unfortunately, it looks like our king has passed away, and now we have an even worse ruler with no heir. So, of course, our personal union on monarch death. This could be quite troublesome. Let's get royal marriages wherever we can. And in order to do this, we are going to have to wait one more turn and get Castile up just a little bit more. And here we are. Now we have 100 reputation. We are really going to want some royal marriages right about now. I know Scotland hates us. We could try to improve our relationship with Scotland once again. But really, I guess our biggest concern is let's try to find some royal marriages before we do anything crazy. And of course, we now have 80% uprising in Cornwall. So let's bring our units to about 45%. Okay, we want a royal marriage with Savoy. It looks like we already have one. What about Castile? Looks like we have one as well. How about Portugal? They don't really like us, and that's fine. I will be taking you over soon. So, Genoa is not even a monarchy. Looks like they are a... It should tell us a republic. Maybe Denmark. And it looks like we have a new queen consort. But she is very, very horrible as well. Now, we do have 4 out of 5 diplomatic relations. Yay, one more. Mercantilism is always nice to see. Now, I guess what we'll do... There we go. We have a very, very good heir. Not necessarily amazing, but of course, he does have a lot more than what we have. 8 versus a 10. I would love to have some more money, and of course, I will take this. We are gathering some resistance here, or I guess some spy networks here against the Papal States. We are going to improve our relationship with Switzerland. We have a negative 75% modifier, or negative 75 modifier. So let's try to get this to positive 100. Obviously, as soon as we take over some territories from the Papal States, they won't like us. Now, I wouldn't mind getting an alliance with Austria, or excuse me, Austria would be nice, but of course they don't like us. Having an alliance with Hungary would prove very useful as well, but unfortunately Hungary is allied with Austria. How about Poland? Poland and Lithuania are very, very strong. They could prove quite useful against both Brandenburg, Bohemia, and Austria as well. Looks like we have the country of Bessarabia here, and it is guaranteed the independence of Hungary, or by Hungary, I should say. We now have 20 spy network. We will fabricate our very first claim on Avignon. And of course, we are working towards a lower fortification cost, gaining some heavy ship reduction costs and light ship reduction costs as well. We have quite a bit of money, might as well spend it on some additional production buildings. Not necessarily the greatest, but of course, having some more income will prove very useful in time. There we go. Now, like I said, I do have another idea group here, and I'm not too sure what I'll get. I'd like to obviously get influence ideas, and the reasoning behind that is having a negative, or at least a 20% less aggressive expansion will essentially mean I can straight up vassalize countries and not have to worry too much about other territories worrying about me. It would also give us another diplomatic reputation. Here we are. Looks like, unfortunately, our uprising has finally happened. We might lose this battle, but of course, the rest of our military is coming in. We may need to retreat, or we might just win. Okay, well that was easy enough. And of course, our next uprising may not even happen, so let's bring our army maintenance down to about 5%. And of course, we are trying to reinforce the armies or the men that have died. And we are now getting trade manipulation. At those key choke points where trade could go one way or another, the ability to gain an edge there is key to the growth of our trade income. So we will now get additional trade steering. Austria has announced France as their rival. Well, that's because I need to conquer Vienna in time. So looks like that doesn't necessarily prove to be horrible in one way or another. And I guess all we're doing right now is we don't need to have very many men here inside the English Channel. So we'll start funneling men over the Straits of Dover. And we'll begin our conquest of the Papal States. We may need a navy, unless we can secure... you know, obviously, Savoy will allow us military access. I don't know about Genoa, and I don't know about Lucca. They certainly could. And Switzerland is starting to like us again. We'll start to move some of our forces down to the southern border. And move these troops into Normandy. And head back to Kent. And hop on a boat and move to Coup. You can stay in Berry, and you can stay in Cahors. All of our workshops are about to be completed. I'm not expecting too much of an improvement in income. We have 62.88. And we are about to have... Looks like we did go down. From 62.88 all the way to 63.83, so about 1 ducat improvement every single month. And of course, our manpower has recovered. We will be getting some national unrest and some national tax modifiers. We could annex Genoa. This would make everybody hate me. The rival of our rival. Muscovy's opinion of France is at least 100. Muscovy could prove to be quite a powerful ally in time, but I think I will take Poland earlier. And if we look at Brittany, we have a little bit of, you know, improvement in our relationship here. We can go by +9, or at least we can improve it by 9. Now, if all goes well, we might be able to improve it by 12, because January 1st is just around the corner. And we may need to spend some money on some light ships or some galleys. How close are we to getting a new set of galleys? The Flute. I think what we'll do before we start our war with the Papal States, we are going to want to have a new technology of the Flute or the War Galley and start producing those. There's no need to produce a lower rank fleet here. If we go to our military, we don't need just a galley when we could have a war galley. How close are we to improving our... Ooh, with another 400, we could finally have our last and final merchant, giving us even more money. We could have a cardinal in administration, which we will certainly take. Improving our papal influence. Ooh, you know what? Let's go ahead and take the prestige. Once we attack the papacy... or the papacy, I should say, I don't think they're going to like us very much. And the Pope, of course, may not be granting us too much papal influence. I really want to take over Flanders. And we are going to go ahead, fabricate a claim on Provence. Having this estuary could prove to be quite vital to our Genoa trade node here. I'm surprised that Rome doesn't have an estuary. Let's begin improving our relationship with Poland. We'll have to click the right country here. Now, if we could secure an alliance, that could be quite helpful. Now, eventually, I am going to go after some smaller, lower land countries. The Holy Roman Emperor will become upset in time. And, you know, this could be quite a bloody battle. Now, of course, we have a royal marriage with Denmark. We could offer them an alliance as well. Not too sure how well this would fare. We would need an alliance with Poland, which would bring us to 5 out of 5. We already have a royal marriage, so we wouldn't get any additional. But of course, by the time we annex this country, we're really going to want to have to vassalize them. And the reasoning behind that is there are so many lower countries here that we don't want our aggressive expansion to spiral out of control. Military access from Burgundy, they are so small that I think I will go ahead and grant them that. Now, if we play our cards right, let's improve our relationship with Savoy. And by the time we get to 30 spy network, we'll go ahead and we'll start our invasion of the Papal States. They are allied with ooh, yikes. This will break our alliance with Castile. I absolutely don't want that. But of course, they are in a war with Morocco. I don't even know if that's even worth the risk. I may, of course, move into Flanders. And while we wait, let's bring our merchant back home, or our diplomat, I should say, and see what it would look like. Austria would obviously join the war. Let's build our spy network up against Flanders. And try to improve the relationship with Brittany once again. Looks like we do have 190, so we have exactly what we need to start our annexation. Well, alright, looks like we are going to go ahead and end the episode here. As always, thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode.